Hi everyone, so I have another scrapbook layout for you today, and this one is going to be some photos in a pocket square page. I believe it's the Becky Higgins Design A. I'll have the link down or the description down the I'll have it down in the description down below. Anyways, so these photos are of my husband playing volleyball, sand volleyball. And at that point in time, he was playing it pretty much every day. And when I was flipping through those cards, I saw that one that had listed the days of the week. So I decided that would work perfectly and also kind of directed my um, journaling behind this page as well. Um, so you'll see in a moment too, and if you've watched my YouTube short, you'll see how I did the title on this page. So we were actually playing sand volleyball earlier that day, and I saw at the place we were playing on their blackboard some font and how it was nestled into each other, and I liked it and brought my inspiration for this page. So that being said, I knew I didn't have any letter fonts here that would work, being like where you can nestle the word letters inside each other. So I decided, I thought of, well, that'd be great. I have all those different ones. I could probably do with all the different colors. So let's do that. So as you can see, I made it a very colorful title. And that kind of also led to the design of this layout that made it a little bit more free to design. I could pull any cards. I didn't try to have to really match any colors here, I felt. And so that's going to be basically the design. There's not going to be much embellishments in here. The embellishment is in the colors. So just gluing down the pictures here. And then you'll see that I'm going to start pulling out some embellishments. And so this bottom one that I'm messing with right now, I just put a little flag on it. And I was just checking it to make sure it would stick out of the pocket there. Anyways, so I put the little flag on it because that's all I'm going to do to that card. I already felt it was like kind of busy enough and had everything it needed with just the way the card was. I also wanted to do some stamping, so I'm going to look through my stamps here. A lot of these are old Kelly Perky stamps from kits that she had years ago. And so I'm just kind of looking through and pulling to the side which ones would work for this. Also, I put some to the side that may work for another layout that I kind of have in mind that I'm going to work on. So we're just kind of looking through the different stamps. And I was also kind of struggling on how I wanted to stamp these on to my layout. So I'm looking through some of the papers here, and I knew I had some of these label cards from those Kelly Perky kits. So I chose to use one of those for this one that I'm doing right now that says Obsessed. It's going to be hard to see, I think, because this color that I used like a lime green ink. I'm just going to test it out there on some scrap paper just to get the stamp warmed up as well and make sure it comes across clean since it had never been used. So there we go. You can see me stamping and stamping it onto that label. And then I'll just quickly cut this out here so that I can put it into the layout. So it was really freeing in this layout because I was not limited to certain colors and just made it a little bit more fun. I felt like being so colorful. And just because the photos are kind of earthy tones and make them pop, I feel like it makes them pop a little bit more. Now I'm going to look through some more of the stamps that I have to see what else I can use. And I found one that I liked. It's a circular stamp that says essential with a little arrow in it. And I thought about making it my its own little paper embellishment. My stamping here in blue and then punching it out with my little punch there that I have in the bottom left corner. However, when I was punching it out, I could even tell right then I didn't care for the way it was going to look. But I tried. So here I am punching it, and then I just kind of was like, okay, maybe inking the edges will make it a little pop out some more. But as you saw, I laid it down. I was like, nope, it doesn't work. So now I'm going to try maybe stamping onto the card here. So I'm kind of just getting a rough idea here with the pencil where the photo lays so that I know where to stamp. So I stamp it right there to the left of that line. However, when I lay it down, I still didn't like it. It just didn't work for me. It felt very flat. So I decided to go look through some of my 2x2 cards here that I have from like a beautiful mess kit. Again, old materials, old items. The stuff is probably at least on average like 8 to 10 years old. Anyways, so I'm just looking through these cards to see if anything that would work. I'm not really looking for words. I was looking for more colors to do it as a mat here, as you see. So I found that blue one. And then I'm going to look through here and maybe see if I can add some more paper embellishments to this card. I found that blue striped one. I thought maybe that would work. But then also it was maybe too much blue on blue. And then this green one with some lines worked out perfectly. And I was like, oh, this would be perfect for journaling too, where I could do my journaling. So I just going through my inks here because at first it was in blue, but I decided to change the ink to black so it would show up better on the card. So I'm just going to stamp it here in the left-hand corner, on the top left-hand corner, and then also do my journaling. So basically, this journaling is just talking about how my husband was playing volleyball, saying volleyball pretty much every day of the week, and that I was showing him some yoga moves. That's what's in that photo there next to the journaling to help kind of keep him limber. So it kind of worked out the way everything came together in this layout with just going through my stuff and finding the papers and making them work for it. Anyways, so you can see I use that blue striped one here to give some matting to that top picture there, just to give it some more depth in the different cards and textures. So now I'm just kind of cleaning up, looking through also see if there's any more stamps I could use and kind of cleaning up as I work. But I don't see any more stamps, so I'm going to go through my different embellishments here and see if any of them work. Little buttons. Then I'll kind of go through some stickers. And I found these little stickers that had the months of the years and the days of the week. And since these pictures are from March, I found one that said March on it, and it was colorful, matching. Well, there's not really matching colors in here, but it had colors that were on this page. Anyways, so yeah, just kind of going through and see if there's any more and looking through. And I knew I was trying to look really for something that was yellow, and luckily I found these yellow labels. And I thought that would be perfect for the date, to stamp the date on. Because on that left side, there wasn't really any yellow, and the other side had a lot more yellow, and so I wanted to incorporate a little bit more yellow into this layout. Like I said, to make it more colorful. So just gluing things down, and I moved that little sticker that had the March on it to the bottom to work, so I'm be fighting with the date. Now I pulled out some little banner flags that were together, and just kind of looking through to see if there's any words would work. However, none were working, and some of the banners were a little too long for the card, and I didn't want to cut them off. So just none of them work, so I'm just going to clean them up and put them away. And then I believe I'm going to pull out another group of embellishments here in a moment, as soon as I clean up. So yeah, so I'm about to pull out some more embellishments here, another tub of embellishments that I have. And as I'm looking through here, I find some that they're little hearts. I saw the stars and I thought, okay, maybe stars, but no, they were too flat. I wanted something with a little depth or texture to it. So I found these little hearts that were colorful. I thought, perfect, those are matching, getting all the colors. And even though when I first was going to use them, I thought about maybe just using one of the greens in there because I wanted to add some more green also to this layout. I also found these Amy Tangerine little fabric corner stickers. And I add that for some more texture. And as you can see, I'm doing the hearts. I thought about doing all one color, but then I was like, no, I already made this colorful, and we had like kind of like a rainbowy colors up there for the letters. Let's do that with the hearts. And so that's pretty much this layout. Like I said, it's very light in the embellishments, not crazy, but I feel like the colors are the design and the embellishment in it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.